Fertilization in human beings. The sperms are introduced into the vagina of a female through penis during mating. The sperms reach the fallopian tubes through the uterus. One of the sperm fuses with the ovum in the fallopian tube. Thus, the fertilization of the ovum and the sperm to form zygote takes place in the fallopian tube. Development of embryo in human beings. The zygote divides rapidly and repeatedly and forms a ball of many cells. This developing structure is termed as embryo. The embryo sinks into the soft and thick wall of the uterus. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development. This is called implantation. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. It gradually develops body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called a fetus. When the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Development of embryo in hen. Internal fertilization takes place in hens also. Soon after fertilization, the zygote divides repeatedly and travels down the oviduct. As it travels down, many protective layers are formed around it. The hard shell that we see in a hen's egg is one such protective layer. After the hard shell is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays the egg. The embryo takes about 3 weeks to develop into a chick. The hen sits on the eggs to provide sufficient warmth. The development of the chick takes place inside the egg during this period. After the chick is completely developed, it bursts open the egg shell. Chick comes out of the egg shell and undergoes the development process. Similarly, young ones of insects, reptiles, and other birds hatch from eggs. Test tube babies. In some women, the fallopian tubes, oviducts are blocked. These women are unable to bear babies because sperms cannot reach the egg for fertilization. In such cases, doctors collect freshly released egg and sperm and keep them together for a few hours for IVF or in vitro fertilization, fertilization outside the body. In case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week and then it is placed in the mother's uterus, womb. Complete development takes place in the uterus and the baby is born like any other baby. Babies born through this technique are called test tube babies. No doubt that this term is actually misleading because babies cannot grow in test tubes. Young ones to adults. The new individuals which are born or hatched from the eggs continue to grow till they become adults. Let us study, in some cases, how young ones grow and develop into adults. Frog's case. Adult frogs lay a large number of eggs in water. The eggs hatch into small fish-like larvae called tadpoles that grow larger as they feed on algae and bits of plant material. The tadpole grows hind limbs. After both the pairs of limbs are complete, the young frog crawls out onto the land. The frog reabsorbs the rest of its tail and continues to grow until it reaches its adult body size. The transformation of the larvae into the adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Asexual reproduction. There are several methods of asexual reproduction in animals like binary fission, budding, fragmentation, and degeneration. Binary fission. In binary fission, the parent organism splits or divides to form two new organisms of the same kind. Budding. Budding is an asexual method of reproduction. In budding, a small part of the body of the parent organism grows out as a bud, which then detaches and becomes a new organism. Hydra, reproducing by the method of budding.